Hello everyone, welcome back to the third week of the painting kit tutorial. Today we are making this sunset painting. Okay, now before we start, don't forget to prepare all your materials, all the things you need. A clean glass of water, your brushes, your paint, and a tissue paper or painting towel or whatever you usually use. So let's start. Okay, I forgot to mention that we also need to prepare a mixing palette, and this is the original painting that I will use as a reference since I do not want to cut this page off the calendar. So I've taped the page before, and I think we can start now. Like the previous 2 weeks, the first thing we're gonna do is just grab a bigger brush and just cover the whole page. No, it's best to just cover the sky part first since we're gonna do the lake later. Just cover this with water, but not too much. This painting will have a lot of wet techniques that we're gonna do. Okay, after we put this, we're gonna start. I will start with the yellow first whenever I paint. So I'm gonna use a bigger brush. This is Bali Artemedia number 9 because it's easier to do. Yes, we're gonna take yellow and just cover the sun part, because in this painting I did not cover the sun. The sun is actually just white gouache. So just cover the bottom part with yellow and mix a light orange. These are all the colors we're gonna need for this calendar painting kit. Make a darker orange, just mix more red. While it's still wet, it's always best to just mix this with no colors and add it later on. Now after the light orange part, we are gonna mix a little bit of pink. In this palette, it's rose. Make light pink with the white. Just mix this little. Make an upward stroke. And gently mix it with the orange. Now this is we're just gonna go back and forth. At first orange and then pink again, orange and pink again until we get the right mix. Just upward motions to make some kind of light streaks. And then after this is done, I'm just gonna leave the pink not really visible first and then mix it again later after we put the blue. The blue, we're gonna take the light blue, put a bit on top. Now the tricky part about mixing warm color and cold colors is trying to not to mix it too much and make the colors muddy. Oh no. Just gonna dab this and fix this up. Things like this happen, don't panic. We can just cover it up later. Still visible, but I'm sure I can do something to cover it later. Yeah, I hate when that happens. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like that. It's definitely my fault for that. Okay, continuing with the painting, we're just gonna use indigo for the dark blue and make a downward motion this time from the edges, top edges, going down. Darken the edges. And we can go back to the pink again. Just make an upward motion. Gonna be slightly messy because controlling the color is a bit hard. Now we're just gonna go back with orange again to blend with the pink. Yeah, it's basically like this. It's hard to make the exact replica of the first painting we did, but this is about it. We're just gonna leave this to dry first. So it's a good idea for us to lift some of the colors while it's still not wet, because in this painting in particular, we need to just put a great amount of paint on top, so it needs to be visible. So just gonna lift some of the colors in places where the clouds are supposed to be, especially in the darker parts. This helps for the clouds to be visible later on. Lifting is basically just use your damp brush. So just clean your brush in the water and then dab it on the paper towel and just lift the colors and wash it off again, doing this repeatedly. I'm just gonna leave it like this. So we're gonna move on to just making the base color for the, I'm just gonna call this an ocean, for the water. Water sounds better. Okay, after wetting that, we're just gonna use yellow in the middle till the bottom. Light orange, just orange in general. Then darker orange here. So we're just gonna leave this to dry and then moving on to the clouds. Okay, so this is completely dry. This took a long time to dry, and so I want it to be completely dry, not just partially dry. So we're just gonna move on and to make the clouds. I'm just gonna grab smaller brushes and we're gonna start with making the clouds. The clouds are basically just a mix of orange and dark brown, a little bit of pink here and there. So we're just gonna make the clouds have no particular shapes, but I'm just gonna use the dark colors first and make it's always hard to explain how to make clouds because I actually don't know exactly how clouds is supposed to look, so in the end I just randomly make shapes. So just with one color, we're just gonna make and fill this whole thing with just one color first and then build up the layers. So we've done the cloud parts. This painting looks much paler in color than the original painting, but not to worry, it's just because different paper and different paint brands. This paper is more absorbent, so the colors became more pale than the original one. But we're just gonna continue with the lake, the water. I'm just gonna after finishing this, which is basically a mix of just playing with colors, like from putting colors on top of each other. We're just gonna make the land on the sides with dark brown. Just like this. And one more thing, I never use tape for making the horizon. Just like to let it flow and not have a really straight line. Leave the middle free, so it's just the reflection for the reflection. Then I'm just gonna add a bit of Payne's gray, make this a bit darker. With a clean damp brush, just connect this a little bit so it flows nicely. Now for the water, we're just gonna continue using slightly orange brown. Just make the color kind of transparent for the reflection. Just with small brush, I'm just gonna start making the water reflection. The water reflection is basically just stripes in various colors, so it shouldn't be that hard. the water is done, and just a little touch as usual, I like to put a little black. Let's just on the edges. And for the sun, we're gonna use white gouache. And the reflection on the water. And don't forget the sparkling water. To make the sparkling water, basically just put dots of white gouache here and there on the water. Makes it look sparkling, or maybe just make a little. We are done with this painting. And we're done with this week's painting. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and not too disappointed with how this looks. And hope you had fun, and see you next week for week 4 of this painting kit tutorial. Thank you for watching.